Hello lads, last season, those of unspecified gender, it's the Irishman here, and today I'm going to be talking about what would have happened if Frieza had God Ki. This is the second part to this what if, and if you have not seen the first one, I greatly recommend you go check that part out before coming back to this video. And now, without further ado, let's get into the story of this what if. King Cold and Prince Vegeta would be training on some no-name planet, a barren wasteland wherein no life would be at risk, while the two trained to increase their power, getting strong enough to kill Frieza, a god amongst common man, or at least that's what it was believed. And they weren't far off. Frieza had obtained God Ki and reached a new level of power that pushed him beyond any mortal in Universe 7. For 3 long years, King Cold and Vegeta would have been training to their heart's content, getting far stronger than they were before. And while this is going on Earth, the Z-Fighters are training for a similar threat. They are also training to get strong enough in case Frieza decides to come to Earth and try and blow it up for some unknown reason, but they are also training to defeat the androids, a warning sent from the future of an impending apocalyptic wasteland caused by 2 teenage robots. The Z-Fighters are training to try and prevent this, and so they have gotten decently stronger. Goku has achieved Super Saiyan, and Gohan has as well. In fact, the two of them have mastered the form completely, and are nearing the next stage in the Super Saiyan trilogy. The reason that they were able to do this is because King Kai had seen that Vegeta was able to unlock Super Saiyan through using the Namekian Book of Legends. King Kai would just borrow it from Namek and then teach Goku and Gohan the same way the Namekians taught Vegeta, and so the two of them would be able to achieve Super Saiyan just as fast. And then, while training over the 3 years, they would master the form and near the second stage. Well, not second stage Super Saiyan like Grade 2 or even Grade 3, no, they're reaching Super Saiyan 2. They're just not quite there yet. They can feel there's something beyond where they are, but they just can't click into it just yet. Vegeta, on the other hand, is far beyond that point, as training with a Frost Demon has its own benefits. King Cold's potential isn't nearly as insane as Frieza's, but is still insane in its own right. And so King Cold would have gotten much stronger through this training, and the same would go for Vegeta. King Cold would have actually achieved his own golden form of sorts, and Vegeta, well, keeping pace with King Cold, would have achieved a similar form. He would have reached Super Saiyan 2, then 3, then he would have hit a wall, but then he would break through it by combining Super Saiyan with Great Ape, and then mastering that, creating Super Saiyan 4. But then he would be able to feel something beyond Super Saiyan 4, and he would tap into a new power he had only recently accomplished, Super Saiyan 5. At this point, King Cold in his golden form, as well as Super Saiyan 5 Vegeta, are roughly equals, and they are incredibly powerful. Maybe not as strong as Golden Frieza in the Tournament of Power, but a little bit stronger than Golden Frieza in Resurrection F. But it's not all peaches and cream, as Frieza has been doing light training over these 3 years, and considering that Frieza's potential is far greater than his father's, Frieza has seen even more significant gains. On top of his God Ki, this makes Frieza an entirely different beast, and so despite their insane power, King Cold and Vegeta aren't ready to fight Frieza yet, and so they would head to Earth, choosing to prepare there for the fight to come, hoping to recruit Goku and Gohan, and maybe even some other fighters, not as actual help, but more as cannon fodder, distractions for Frieza while Vegeta and King Cold do all the heavy hitting. Goku and Gohan would be fighting against Android 19 and 20 when King Cold and Vegeta would arrive on the planet. Goku would start to succumb to his heart virus, and so Yamcha would carry him away back to his home. That way Goku can get the heart virus medication and hopefully recover. Gohan is more than enough to take care of the clown, but then Gero would still end up getting away, activating 1718 while Trunks arrives back in the past to help out. Because Goku and Gohan were stronger, the androids would be made stronger as well. This would lead to Gohan actually getting defeated by Android 1718, although it was still a difficult fight for them. So, after promptly smacking Gohan across a few mountains, they would just leave to do their own thing. And they would also have brought Android 16 with them because 16's cool. Krillin would give Gohan a Senzu Bean and he would recover instantly. Gohan would want to go back out to fight 1718, but Trunks would tell him that that's not the best idea. That's actually what got future Gohan killed. And Gohan would decide to sit back. That was reason enough to stay back. Piccolo would then go off to fight Cell after having been fused with Kami. And this is where King Cold and Vegeta actually step in. They would sense the battle going on between Piccolo and Cell and would rush over there, as well as wondering why it feels like a smorgasbord of fighters just smashed into each other fighting against Piccolo. Hell, it even feels like Piccolo's fighting against Piccolo. Once arriving, both King Cold and Vegeta would be disgusted at the sight of the Bugman, the latter even remarking it looks like something he would scrape off the bottom of his boot. And then, with the utmost of ease, Vegeta would raise his hand and launch a simple Ki Blast, eradicating the Bugman once and for all. Or at least, he would think so. Yes, the Ki Blast would damage Cell greatly, in fact, reducing him to nothing more than a few atoms circling around the air, but as we know, Cell can come back from that, and so he would regenerate himself, coming back in a semi-perfect state, one step closer to perfection. Although, he knows not even this will be enough to face the likes of King Cold and Vegeta, and so he would just kind of go out and wander around looking for 1718. Maybe after he reaches true perfection, he'll be ready to deal with them. King Cold and Vegeta would then hand over to Goku's home, that way they can talk to him and ask him to come along to help fight Frieza. But they would be met with Goku in a bed in critical condition. And so, King Cold would wrap Goku up in his arms and walk onto his ship, while Vegeta is explaining to the crew to just let this happen. Yes, this might seem strange to them, but King Cold means well and is going to help Goku. Keeping Goku alive is a common interest both groups share, and so King Cold would put Goku into a healing tank, and this, mixed with Goku's heart medication, would mean it would only take a few minutes before Goku is back up to full, ready to fight. Although Goku wouldn't be doing much fighting. Everyone would explain why they're there and what's going on, and King Cold and Vegeta would tell them whatever threats on Earth doesn't matter. They're way, way stronger than anything that the Earth can create. But this would bring up a question from Goku. If they're so much stronger than anything on Earth, why are they coming to the Earthlings for help? And Vegeta would explain that much like how Goku was able to get strong enough to fight Vegeta when he came to the Earth the first time, they're hoping Goku can do the same now. Hoping that the Saiyan and his child could get strong enough to fight on par with Vegeta and King Cold. That way they have a few more strong allies to help kill Frieza. While they are talking, however, Cell will be absorbing the androids, both of them at the same time. That way if anybody senses him, he will already be more than perfect. More than enough to stop anybody in his way. And after absorbing 1718, he would be enhanced beyond anything the series has seen thus far, as Cell would now have the DNA of King Cold and Vegeta in their powered-up states. They had remained in their most powerful forms the entire time, that way they can get more accustomed to the forms and it takes less energy to use them. This was a strategic strategy on their front, but it also just made Cell completely unstoppable. And now, instead of actually going out and killing off Vegeta and King Cold right away, he has another goal in mind. As the Z Fighters would begin their training, getting Goku and Gohan and even Piccolo up to the same level as King Cold and Vegeta, Cell would be approaching Frieza's spaceship, eager for a battle of the ages, a worthy challenge to his perfection. Cell would blast a giant hole into Frieza's spaceship, and then the Emperor would float out, being utterly bored with Cell's power. Although, the Bugman can't see that, and so he would yell out,
"So you're the legendary Frieza I've heard so much about. Well, maybe you're the one person who can give me a challenge. Come at me, Emperor!"
Oh no. I'm not going to be bossed around by the likes of you. You're nothing but vermin. I, however, am a god. Now leave here, before you do something you're bound to regret.
Cell would be infuriated by this. He can't even sense Frieza's ki, but he knows it's immense. He would power up a large ki blast before launching it at the Emperor, but Frieza would deflect it with ease, looking at Cell with a grin, and then a grimace. And then he would sucker punch Cell straight in the gut, causing him to cough up blood. Cell would then stumble backwards before telling Frieza he sure is strong. Maybe he underestimated the Emperor. He can't play around here. He has to go all out from the start. And then Cell would let out a roar as he begins to power up, with a golden aura eclipsing him.
Ho ho ho, quite interesting. My father seems to have created the same golden form I did, and then you copied it from him. Well, that makes you an imitation of an imitation, something that will never compare to the original.
Frieza would then transform into his own golden form, before launching a ki blast at Cell that would eradicate every single bit of him. Nothing remains, and Cell is erased without a trace by the God Emperor Frieza. And that's where we'll be leaving off for now. I hope you enjoyed, and if you did, if you could, please like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. That way you're notified whenever I release any new anime content. This is, always has been, and always will be the Irishman. Talk to you later. Bye.